Hey guys, what's up? This is Electric Type, and this is a Wi-Fi battle against Godspeed95, who I met on the Smogon forums. He leads with a Tyranitar, so I know this is going to be a sandstorm team, and I'm like, that's no problem, because my team is basically a sandstorm team without the sandstorm. So that's not going to do anything but help me. Lead with Amber, set up my rocks, and he hits me with a payback. That takes me down pretty far. I went for the earthquake on the T-Tar, but he switches in his Scarm to take it, and take it it does. Now I don't want this Scarm setting up anything, so I go for the taunt, and I'm gonna go for a rock slide to see how much it does, try to get some damage on this thing. And I'm gonna switch out of there, send in my Chubs, and try to get rid of this Scarm before it gets a chance to set up all them spikes. The Brave Bird does nothing to Chubs, and I'm sort of scared to go for the Fire Blast because I'm thinking he might switch into his own Heat Ran. They're a good person to have, but he doesn't have a Heat Ran, he has a Blissey. The Fire Blast misses. I decide to pull Chubs out of there and send in my Gravy to deal with this Blissey. Looking back, I should have just exploded, but I didn't want... I wanted to save Chubs to deal with the Skarmory afterwards, so I didn't want to explode too early in the game. I went for a Thunderbolt, thinking he might switch back into the Scarm to take the Earthquake, but he doesn't do that. So I Earthquake. It doesn't do very much to Blissey. It's like a 3-hit KO, I believe. And Blissey just goes to the Seismic Toss. And here is a long, drawn-out little stall thing with Blissey, because that's what Blisseys do. I go for the Earthquake. Drops her down under half, down to a quarter, and I'm like, no problem, I can KO her next turn. She goes to the Soft Boiled. That takes her back up to like 3/4 health, and I'm thinking if I just get a crit, I'm gonna be able to take this Blissey out. I know it's just gonna keep trying to stall me now, so you know, this is pokes and crit happens. So I'm just kind of counting on it here to happen sometime. And the Blissey just keeps soft boiling. And we're not really going anywhere. The sandstorm is raging. Blissey is healing. Gravy is earthquaking. Life Orb is taking Gravy down. So I'm hoping I get that crit sometime before Life Orb kills. I get the crit. This Blissey lives on, I think he said 8 HP. That was pretty much epic, because now Gravy has to stay in and hope for another crit in order to kill. And I'm just hoping that this Earthquake is going to take it out. You know, if I get max damage or something, or just go... It survives on a little crap HP again. Soft boils. Gravy's down to 23 from his Life Orb. Things are not looking good for me at this point, but I gotta stay in. Try to get... I'm hoping that he just kills. He finally switches out to a Gengar to take the Earthquake. And I know I'm not gonna outspeed this thing, but there's pretty much nothing I can do at this point. Click the Shadow Ball, but Gravy is out of there for this game. Switch into my Amber, hoping that I could get outspeed. So now I'm thinking that this thing is scarfed, because it's outspeeding everything. There's not very many pokes that outspeed Amber. So I need a poke that's going to take a hit, so I send in my Chubs. Go for the Fire Blast. It misses. And I don't think that would have done much damage to a Tyranitar anyways. So I send in my Joker to wall it, and he sets up some stealth rocks. So now, like, got rocks. Oh, he's got his rocks up now. Now he sends in this Scarm, and I'm real scared. I know it's gonna set up spikes and try to rape me, but there's nothing I can do about it. I don't want to explode because I know that it's steel and it's gonna resist it. So he starts setting up these rocks, and I set up my screens, try to help these guys out, and I send my Chubs back in. He gets raped by spikes. The Scarm sets up another layer of them, and he's gonna withdraw, send in the Tyranitar, and that's gonna get hit with the Fire Blast this time. It doesn't do very much damage, which is to be expected. Now I'm fearing an earthquake, but I decided I gotta stay in, try to earth power this thing. It's super effective, but it doesn't do very much damage. The Tyranitar is gonna hit with a payback, and that's not gonna do very much damage either. So I pull Chubs out of there because I still want him to kill that Scarm. I send in my Gambit, and he withdraws to his Gengar again. And I'm like, Gambit, what moves do you have that can kill a Gengar? And he's like, Stone Edge. So we hit this Gengar with a Stone Edge and drop it out of there. Now he sends his T-Tar back in. I'm locked into Stone Edge. I know Stone Edge won't do anything to this T-Tar, so I send my Joker back in to wall it. He sends out his Scarm. My team's Reflect wears off, and I'm trying to decide what I should do. I go for the Reflect again to get that set up, and he whirlwinds out of there, brings the Chubs back in, and Chubs gets raped by spikes. So that was really bad for me. Now I've got no poke to deal with the Scarm, so I send Gambit in, go for a Stone Edge, it misses. The Scarm goes for the Brave Bird, and Gambit takes out like a champ. The Scarm's just healing up with its leftovers. He sends in his Metagross to take the Stone Edge, which I'm locked into, and it does nothing because it's a Metagross. So now I send in the Joker one last time, because Joker can take Meteor Mashes like a champ. And I'm thinking I gotta get this Metagross out of there. There's nothing else on my team that can deal with it. So, go for the Explosion. It's down around half HP, and that is going to kill it, even though it's not very effective. But I did lose my Joker, and my screens are down. Now he sends in this poke, which I did not want to see, because this thing is gonna wall me. I've got no firepower, and I'm out of explosions. It quick attacked, I believe, and killed my Gambit. So I send in my Roll Flush. I'm already down to half HP. I go for the sub, hoping that there's some way I can set up. And he withdraws, so that gives me the chance. Sends in his Tyranitar again, as I go for one Dragon Dance. Now I'm thinking, I need another Dragon Dance, but I don't think that I can get it. So I decide I've got to try to take this Tyranitar out before it breaks my sub, because I'm going to need that sub to protect me from the Scissor's Bullet Punch or Quick Attack. Whichever, I guess this one is carrying Quick Attack. He sends back in his Scarm, and I know an Outrage won't kill it. I know a Waterfall won't kill it, but I don't want the confusion yet. So I go for the Waterfall, and the Brave Bird is going to break my sub. Now I'm just hoping that this Waterfall kills this Scarm, because then I'll still have a little bit of a fighting chance against that Scissor when he brings it back in. Go for the Waterfall. This thing freaking survives on like a little bit. hits me with a Brave Bird, takes itself out with recoil damage, and that is the end of the game. I think he still had his Blissey, but I could have took that out with an Outrage if I could have killed the Scissor. I don't know. But that was a great game. Came down pretty close in the end. And don't forget to leave me some comments and tell your friends to subscribe. Thanks, guys. See you later.